Welcome to another video, and in this video I want to do a little bit of backtracking because of something that we found out during the logging process. If you saw my last Instagram post, I got scammed on the injectors that I initially purchased a while back. So now I have to go ahead and remove the so-called fake 1000cc injectors and replace them with these new ones that I got from Alex at AM Tune. So these are Deechworks, I think that's how you pronounce it, but yeah, so these are like legit 1000cc. So I'm bummed and excited at the same time, but I think it's a good, smart choice to have to go this route and learn from my mistakes. So in order to go ahead and swap out the injectors, is first I'm going to have to detach it from here. I went ahead and turned on the engine with the fuel pump fuse out to let go of any pressure that's built up in the fuel line and the rails. So I'm going to head crack this open, remove the fuel rail, swap out the fuel injectors, and yes, and then start the whole logging process again from scratch. So the new injectors are now installed. There's the fake ones right over there. So and just in case if anybody's wondering, no, I'm not gonna sell them, and I did buy them on eBay. So please don't ask, because I don't want to give you guys something that's not what it's supposed to be. I know I do get asked about, if I'm selling any, parts that I don't use anymore. So please don't ask, because I'm not going to sell those. I don't want to pass those on to somebody else. I'm just going to leave those as paperweights. So alright, so now that that's all said and done, I'm going to go ahead and put the fuse back in. I'm going to have to wait for another base tune to be for these new injectors, so that won't be for him probably sometime tomorrow. So with that said, this part is done, so I'm going to continue back from where I left off and start with the logging. Here I have all the oils lined up just for demonstration purposes. So there's going to be a total of 1, 2, 3, 4 separate oil changes. With every oil changes, there's going to be also replace the filter 1, 2, 3, 4 times. See, I have a total of 3 different oils. I got the 5W30, which is conventional, which is the same thing. Here I got the 5W30, which is synthetic blend, and here is the 5W40, which is the full synthetic. For the first oil change, it's going to be this oil right here, and this is a special oil for breaking in brand new engines, especially have brand new piston rings. So with this is going to be from 0 to 50 miles this oil change is going to last. I'm going to move on to the next part of the braking, which is going to be 51 to 200 miles, and it's going to be the same oil, brand new filter. The third part of the oil change is going to be from 201 miles to 1,000 miles. So this will be the first introducing the engine to a synthetic blend, and this is going to really help really finalize the deal what these two have already set in place. So again, it's going to be a brand new oil filter, and then after 1,001 and above, this is going to be the final engine oil that I will be using, and again, brand new filter. So then after that, it's going to be every 5,000 miles or 5 months, whichever comes first. So after breaking up the mileage range for every oil that's going to be using, that doesn't mean I can go ahead and just go at full blast 100%, so I'm really going to go really light, kind of pick up the tempo, like kind of still here between like 50% and below, here bring it up to 70%, and here kind of maybe around 90, but not 100 yet. And once I get to this part, that's when I can really start really enjoying driving the car. Did my first startup with the brand new Deechwork 1000cc injectors, and I will say with the new tune for these new injectors, it is a lot smoother idle, because before with the previous injectors that I had, the scam ones, it felt a little rough, but I thought that was because with tuning that will eventually even out, but right off the bat with these injectors, it was just like smooth. So that's really a good feeling for sure. So right now I sent off the first log, the initial log for this, so then I'm just waiting on for the next revision. I don't know when that's going to be, but right now I was just kind of go back and forth. with these tunes and logs. Right now I'm updating the second tune. The first tune was the base tune for the new injectors. Sent a log with that. Then that log, I got revision 2, so that's what this is right now. So with this tune, I'm gonna do it slightly different, because the first one was just to idle, see what it does, and then the second one is, now the second log will be going increments of 500 to 2500. So I idle, try to do my best to be like around 500, 1,000, then 1,500, 2,000, then 25,000. So that's what this next log is gonna be. So as mentioned, I am doing a log right now. So this is the log process. So this is the one where I'm going to do the 500 increments. I'm going to go ahead, open session. Once these numbers start running, there we go. So you can see all that stuff. So now I'm going to do my best to do the 500 increments here. Close the session. Yes, I do want to close. I'm going to turn off the car. So that automatically saves it. So now I'm going to send this log off to Jackal Motorsports, and they're going to do again, work their magic, see what the car is doing during those intervals, and yeah, then I'll get another tune and see what they want me to do now with the car, if it's to go out for a drive or continue doing another RPM range step. Alright, so I finally got the approval to start driving the car. I'm going to be logging now with the car driving. So the car is running, sounds amazing. So yeah, so at the same time I gotta break in the engine. I gotta, keep in mind breaking in the engine process, and also since I got a new clutch, I also have to break in the clutch as well. So either way, I can't rev it all the way. It's not recommended. So I'm gonna keep it, very low throttle. Just get at the same time breaking in, get those piston rings nice and set in place, and also the clutch as well. So it's gonna be a while, but the first initial drive, I'm very excited. Good spot to start recording while driving. So right now I'm still logging. Car's really good. I'm really not bummed, but I wish I can just really drive it, but I have to break in the engine as mentioned, and also at the same time with the clutch. So yes, it is very hot. The reason why I don't have the AC running is the AC is empty. So yeah, so it's very hot. And I'm very picky about having windows down because I don't like getting dust inside the car. So yes, but so far, I'm really excited. Just going in between first, second, and third gear. That's all I'm doing. I think I got fourth gear, but that's pretty much about it. I think the fastest I've gone so far is 40 miles an hour, so that's about it. So pretty much a whole lot of doing this back and forth till I hit close to that 50-mile range for the second set of oil change. So right now I've only driven 5.2 miles. But yeah, so far everything's good. It's so hot outside and in here too. Got back from my first drive, very excited. Again, I just drove around in circles through the streets in the neighborhood here. I didn't take it on the freeway, nothing like that. So I just sent the log off to Jackal Motorsports, and now I think when I get some time again, I do need to give the car a good wash. It is, I don't know if you can see here, but it is dirty. It's like cake battered in dust. It'll be cleaned again, I promise. So yes, so I did someone let it do a full heat cycle. So now I'm just gonna let it cool down until it goes all the way down. I guess to room temperature, whatever, ambient temperature. So yeah, Everything looks good. There's no leaks, so that's always a good thing. So you're probably wondering what is going on. What else am I doing? So, the last drive that I did, I went ahead, started putting in the belly cover down below the engine belly cover, and I was just inspecting, see if there's any leaks or whatnot, or anything that seems to be out of place or anything that's strange. As I was doing my inspection, I noticed something that isn't supposed to be like that, and that's actually happened to be one of the tires. This was on my front driver's side. So you can see these two little bumps, so definitely the sidewall is damaged. As far as how that happened, I have no idea. It could be a pothole. I know it probably didn't happen while I was driving it a few days ago. So I think it happened way before. I must have hit a pothole, and I'm just now noticing this. I don't, it could have been anything really. So you can definitely see, like somebody's, two bumps right here. So yeah, so that put a pause on the break-in process because I had to order new tires because I didn't want to risk it. And it sucks too because the tread on these tires are still pretty good, and that really sucks that these are kind of going to waste. But again, I did have I did have these tires for almost since 2015, I think since 2015. So yes, I've had these tires for a very long time. It's another day and the car is still up on the jack stands. So the tires, the day that I was supposed to have my appointment to get the new tires, they decided to ship out the tires that day instead of it be at the tire store. But in the meantime, something I will do is I'm gonna go ahead and wrap some heat shield. So I did it here to the elbow right here. So I did it only on the underside, and when I did this, I did it when I had my old setup where I had the air filter all the way down behind the fog light. So, but I still had extra left, and this is what I'm using. It's Design Engineer, got it off of Amazon. So this is what it looks like, the reflective side and the sticky side right here, and then the insulation right here. So yeah, so I'm gonna go ahead and I've seen people do this on YouTube, so I'll see if it works for me. Here we go. That didn't work. Let's try that again. Alright, let's try. Third time's a charm. Okay, sweet. I guess it does work. So that's how it is. Wrapped it around. Cut a little square to be around the connector, but yeah, it looks nice. Even though it's just a little minor thing, even though it'll help it just a little bit, but everything counts, especially with this engine, because this does create a lot of heat, and I want to do my best to keep this as cool as possible, but without going to the whole water meth setup just yet. It won't be for a while. I don't know how long, but right now I just want to get this car, like I've said before, I just want to get this car running and driving, enjoying it before I have to, leave it on jack stands. On the topic of keeping this engine cool, I do have planned, I will eventually put a wall. I'm still designing, haven't had much time to work on it, so it is in the works right now. And then right now I'm just doing a little bit of research as far as what hood vents I'm going to be using. I narrowed it down. It's in my basket right now, so I'll just have to wait for me to finally check out. But yeah, so that's also going to be another thing, the wall and the hood vent, to help keep this cool and get more air moving through here and the hot air escaping. So that's another thing that's going to help this engine be cool. But I'm not going to go into too detail of this. I'm going to make a separate video just for the wall and the vent, and I'll actually do a little bit of kind of like before and after temps to see how much does it really affect. So I'm actually pretty excited to do a little bit of testing with the car when it comes to air temps and the engine bay, and also the air intake temperature, if that gets affected as well. So it's a few days later. So originally I was supposed to get the tires on Friday, That didn't happen, so then Saturday, Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday, which is today, finally got the tires. So I had this whole time I still had the tires in the Q7. So yes, finally got the new tires. Cleaned up the wheels, put a little tire shine on the new tires, and yes. So now I'm finally able to go ahead and mount the tires onto the car. Wheels are finally on. And now I can start driving. Well, I mean, not right now because it's already late in the day, so I can start driving again and start doing the process. So far I've only driven about 22 miles of the 0 to 50 miles that I need to be driving. So I'm almost done with the first part of the braking engine. Then I'll move on to the next oil change. Slowly but surely. And during the time that I was waiting for these tires to arrive, I did get another tune from Jackal Motorsports, so I'll be able to drive in that new revision. So little by little, so I'll probably end up driving to about 45 miles of the 50 miles, and then I'll do an oil change. So I'll probably just make an excuse to go to the grocery store just to get some milk. But yeah, so it's coming along. I'm very excited to finally start driving the car again. Finally went on a drive with the new tires and got some milk like I said I was going to. So yes, drove really good so far with the new revision. Again, I'm just driving very lightly. I'm not driving too crazy just yet, and I'd be lying to you if I drove with a little bit of boost, but it's pretty good. So continue driving. I sent a log out over to Jackal Motorsport just to see how the car is doing while just driving to the grocery store. So we'll see what happens with that. I don't know if I'll get any more revisions for right now, but I am getting, like I said, I'm starting to get close to that 50-mile range right there, so I can do my first oil change, and that'll probably be end up tomorrow because I'm gonna go for another drive tomorrow, and that should hit me close to the 50-mile range. So yes, finally, and then I'll be able to, pick it up a little bit during the second oil change interval of driving. The first part of the braking is finally finished. Go ahead and mark this off. As mentioned, I just finished the first part of the braking, second part of the engine. Now I'm in the 51 to 200 mile range now. So here's the used oil, the new bottles I just used, and then the next part of the oil change will be this when that time comes. So yes, I'm very excited. The car is driving amazing, and went out for a little drive this morning with my son, so that was really nice. And yeah, so I think this video is done, and on to the next part of the break-in period. So I hope you guys enjoy this video and you guys have a good one. Thanks.